So let's just put this one, assemble this one onto a club here so we can actually see that. In fact, let's use the one you've got there.
Okay.
And it's real easy. Quite simply, you just open up a lever here, this clip opens, and that's what goes around the shaft. It really is as simple as that. The green level here, that comes out in front of the shaft, so it runs down the line of the shaft. You just clip that around and just tighten her up. Okay, so that's set up. Now, if I get you to set up now with that, Justin, in position, and the next thing we check to make sure you've got it set home correctly at home is you need to just play around with the green level here so that the bubble ends up directly between the two black lines. Once that's in position, you can then just tighten the other screw here to hold that in position for you there. Okay, once that's there, you're set ready. That now means that the swing plane, the spot-on swing plane product is ready, set to the golf club you're going to use. Simple as that, ready to go. Now, Justin, why don't you take us through what actually happens from there and how you would use that?
So yeah, once obviously we've set our swing plane at address, you're trying to replicate that, what I would feel is halfway back, and that's the check I'm going to use, and that's where the red one comes in. I have a one-piece takeaway, and then as your wrists begin to break, you begin to set the club on plane, and as you can see, the bubble now shift between the two black lines on the red piece of the product.
And that means basically what you've done is you've taken the club, you go back to the start, you've taken the club exactly at 180 degrees to its original plane. And that now means the golf swing from there is a lot more straightforward. So, because from there, I mean, what would you do once you've got that position right, halfway back?
Well, once you're in the perfect position here, halfway back, all that remains is a turn of the shoulders to get you into the perfect position at the top.
And you're done. Yeah.
And you're done. And then from this position, you can just go ahead and trust it. And, you know, everybody's ability from a great position at the top is generally going to get the club nicely back onto the ball.
Now the great thing, something you were saying to me earlier, if you go back to the swing again, and we're saying halfway down you can actually check it as well in the same way. So you sort of swing there.
So
and then
here we are perfectly halfway back.
Yeah.
Turn to the top and you come back down to the same position just as you transition, and you're bang on line, and from there you can even go ahead and hit shots.
And probably I would say, I mean, you know, the amateurs you play with in pro-ams, how many times do you see them come down over the top at a steeper angle?
Well, I mean, that's the biggest problem you see. I mean, guys slice the ball, and the only way you slice the ball is by swinging from out to in with an open club face, and this will be the easiest, simplest way to remedy that. And
the nice thing is that will show up. You know, if somebody's actually made a bad swing here and they're coming down, they want to check it, then you can actually see the bubbles no longer in those lines there. Okay, so as Justin just showed you there, you can just take your time, practice halfway back, it's in position, practice coming down, and you start to get a feel for what is the correct swing plane. As you said, you know, it's not always real what you feel, but with this you actually now know it's doing the right thing for you.
Exactly right, and it's just a really simple way. And you know, if you get more and more confident with it, you can do it slowly. You can really check it as you go along. You can see the areas of the swing that possibly are wrong for you. But the more confident you get, you can just make a nice flowing one-piece action into the perfect spot.
And you know, I think one of the exciting things of this is you're using the golf club you're going to go and play golf with. So you're not using an aid that feels so different to the club you're using. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you're comfortable with the look of the club because it's something you're used to. The grip's the same thickness. All these little things end up making a very big difference.
So Justin, what's the next checkpoint for you to know you're in swing plane?
Well, the next point, I believe, is one of the most important parts of the golf swing. It's when your left arm gets parallel to the ground and the club has to be perfectly on plane. And this is the position we're going to check next.
Okay. So this is the test really to find out whether all your practice has paid off.
This is it, the moment of truth.
And perfect, there she is. So really the reference, you say that left arm's nice and parallel to the ground. You've got a good wrist set there as well.
Exactly, I'm fully loaded and you know, I'm in the spot-on position right there.
Okay. So Justin, we've got the product set up. You've had a feel for it. We know how it works. Let's actually start practicing with it, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. As you say, we've drilled the position. We know what we're kind of looking to achieve. So it's now about getting the ball in front of you and seeing if you can create the same move.
And for me, I mean, how would you begin to practice with this now?
Well, I think it's important not to go hell for leather and just sort of go hitting the ball flat out as hard as you can to start with.
So no drivers immediately?
No drivers immediately. We'll get to that later. But I think it's important maybe just to even start with that halfway back position, because at the end of the day, this is the key position. And from here, the golf swing is just a turn.
Yeah.
So if we can just hit some half shots just to begin to get the feel of the plane working back and then sort of uncocking, hitting the ball.
Because it's so true, isn't it? It's, you know, the setup's one thing, but also the first part of the swing, if you get it set right, you know, you really are a long way there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to do one more move where I'm just feeling comfortable, and I'm going to go ahead and hit one.
Okay. and just perfect. Can we guarantee that for the folks at home?
Hey, that was straight down the banner, wasn't it?
That was good. Yeah, the exciting thing for me, if you could just set up again, the real exciting thing for me about this product again is that it is so personal. It doesn't matter what club you use, and we'll talk about that in a moment. It's so personal to actually getting your swing plane right. That's the key thing. You've got the shaft here, you've got the product set to the shaft, then 180 degrees later, Justin, if you just do that again, 180 degrees later, you can check that you're still in the right swing plane. And it doesn't lie. You know, it's there to tell you the truth, and that's the really exciting thing about it. It's always works. So that's what I would say as well, Justin. Keep hitting those half shots and build it up from there. So why don't you just reel a few off so the folks can get a visual image of at least your swing when it's in the correct plane.
Okay.
I think that's the exciting thing again with the product, is that you can actually hit balls with it. We've stressed before that you use your own club, but you actually can hit balls with it. So when you go to the golf course and play, you're going to know the swing that you've built up in your mind.